The note fell, but my heart caught fire. It was September 2024, a year ago, and I was 25. A book restorer stitching pages in Floransa's neon-lit Santa Croce, my tools a shield against a past that had torn my trust. My name's Livio, and Floransa was my bindery. Its ancient pulse and glowing nights a rebellion against the Milan suburb where I'd hidden my queerness until I came out at 16 in 2015. A ghosting ex had left me mending alone. His betrayal in 2022 still fraying my heart, so I'd sworn off love, pouring my soul into my book spines. Threads, Floransa's rhythm. But that night, Santa Croce had other plans, ones that scratched my heart into a new story. The Neon Codex Fest was a blaze of energy. A weave of light violet neons flashing codex, amber strobes swirling, lo-fi and baroque beats thumping, festival goers hyped in lead vests and glowing pins. My booth page vibe was alive, my binding needle humming. My short black hair tucked under a cap, my boots scuffing as I stitched a spine. I was mid-repair, the crowd buzzing, when an art historian, Dario, tripped over my tool tray, his notebook crashing, a rare letter slipping from my book. The crowd gasped, the letter torn, and I snapped, "Yo, watch the table." He turned Dario. Maybe 27, his wavy brown hair glowing, a loose jacket flashing. His hazel eyes wide, flustered like a spark in the neon haze. I wanted to rebind. Milan scars yellin', "Keep your pages tight," but his eyes caught me, warm under the neon. My heart fluttering like a loose leaf. "My bad," he said, scrambling to grab his sketches, his voice smooth. A Floransa lilt, cutting through the murmurs, his fingers brushing mine on the letter, a jolt igniting my skin. I checked the torn page, ink smudged, and Dario leaned in. His collar leather, cedar mixing with the festival's musty air. "I'm Dario," he said, dusting his jacket, his grin shy but electric. Historian. "Saw your restorations on Instart." My cheeks burned, Milan's walls trembling. But his vibe felt too much like my ex's charm, too risky to bind. My ex had been a librarian. All hype until he ghosted me in 2022, leaving me to mend alone in Milan's dim archives, my trust shredded. I taped the letter, but Dario lingered, his eyes tracing mine, like he saw the craft beyond my cap. "Let me make it up," he said, offering to decode the letter's script for my next project, the crowd hyping as I reset my tools. The neon pulsed, Santa Croce's energy urging me to unfold, but I deflected. "I'm good," I said, voice sharp, checking my needle. Dario's laugh bright, warm cut through, his hand grazing my wrist, a spark I couldn't stitch. "My sketches," he said, nodding to his booth, his eyes daring. "Were you too stuck in your pages?" I wanted to stay in my booth, but Dario's grin pulled me to his setup. The neon flaring violet, amber blue as baroque beats thumped louder. His historian booth was vibrant sketches flashing medieval scripts, his TikTok clips trending. With archive tours, the crowd buzzing. My pulse raced, Milan's ghosts fading, Floransa's heat urging me to turn the page. But mid-pitch, a bookstand wobbled, Dario stumbling toward the booth edge. I lunged, grabbing his arm, pulling him back. Our eyes locking, his breath hot against my cheek. "Nice save," he gasped, his grin electric, his hair brushing my jaw. My heart surged, but doubt clung. Was he real, or just another Santa Croce spark, ready to ghost like my ex? I pulled back, the neon blurring as I retreated to my table, Santa Croce's rhythm syncing with my fear. "Thanks for the catch," Dario called, following me, his jacket open, his eyes softer now, less flash, more real. "Stay," he said, voice low, a plea in his Floransa lilt. The festival buzzed, neon glowing brighter, city hum pulsing nearby, and I knew this wasn't just a torn note. This was Floransa, scratching me into a story I wasn't ready for, but couldn't close. The festival piazza was a neon bindery, amber lights pulsing codex. Violet strobes flashing, lo-fi driving the crowd wild. Dario dragged me to his historian booth, his sketches down, his hands light on my shoulders, urging me to try a new script for his archive. My pulse hammered, Milan's scars begging me to fold shut. but Floransa's heat warm electric kept me binding, my cap loose. Dario's grin pulling me deeper. Not bad, Page King, he teased, voice low, his breath sparking a shiver. Knew you had a vibe, I shot back, steadier than I felt. My restorer's calm matching his energy. My ex had shelved promises like this, all spines until he ghosted. Me in 2022, leaving me to mend alone in Milan's cracked shelves, my heart torn. Dario's touch was different, bold, yet careful, his eyes searching mine, like he saw the craft beyond my thread. The music slowed, a chill Baroque track, and Dario stepped closer, his chest grazing mine. His collar leather, cedar intoxicating. Why are you bound shut? Voice piercing, like he knew my creases. My throat tightened, Milan's. Pain surging, but Floransa's neon urged me to speak. I don't trust historians, I confessed, voice raw, the crowd fading. Just us in the neon glow? Dario's grin softened, his eyes dimming, less spark, more human, his hand still on my arm, warm, grounding. I'm not that guy, he said, voice firm, his Floransa lilt tinged with hurt. Just a dude who saw your books and couldn't scroll away? My heart twisted, his words hitting like a perfect stitch, raw, clear, shaking Milan's grip. I thought of my ex's shelves, but Dario's gaze was open, unguarded. The neon pulsed, Santa Croce's energy wrapping us, and I wanted to believe him, but fear held me, my cap slipping, my pulse a fraying thread. We moved to my booth, neon violet. Amber glinting off my needle, low fay a soft hum. The festival's buzz fading. Dario leaned in, voice quieter, less flirty, more real. I'm a historian, he said. Chase scripts, live for the past, but your books, they're real, Livio, like you. His words felt sincere, but a festival goer nearby scoffed, calling Dario Santa Croce's archive chaser, always digging, never staying. My stomach sank, Milan's scars screaming, tear. That true? I asked, voice sharp, my needle still, eyes locked on his. Dario's eyes widened, hurt flashing, but he didn't dodge. I dig, he said, voice low, but I don't ghost. The neon flared, Santa Croce's pulse mocking my doubt, urging me to hear him. I stood, ready to pack my tools, the neon blazing, my boots soft on the cobblestones, Santa Croce's rhythm syncing with my fear. Dario grabbed my wrist, gentle, his eyes pleading, raw, unguarded. Don't tear the page, he said, voice, cracking, cutting through the festival's hum. I'm not your ex, Livio. My heart raced, his touch electric, Floransa's heat urging me to stay. But Milan's voice hissed, he'll ghost. Prove it, I challenged, voice trembling, a desperate hope. Dario's grip steadied, his eyes burning with resolve. The neon, glowing brighter, Santa Croce daring us to bind. I stepped away. The city's hum blending with the neon buzz, Dario following, his jacket catching the violet and amber lights, his eyes fixed on me. The night air was cool, a light breeze off the Arno, Santa Croce's energy alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. I knew this wasn't just a torn note or a saved stumble. This was us, two sparks stitching Florence's neon bindery, fighting to stick the thread caught in a story the city was writing. One I wasn't sure I could trust, but couldn't shelve. A light breeze swept through Santa Croce, Floransa's neon violet signs, amber palazzo, strict shimmering in the festivals. Afterglow as I walked away in September 2024, my tools heavy, my heart heavier. Dario's archive chaser label echoed, too close to my ex's shelves, Milan's scars screaming bail. Livio, wait. Dario called, chasing me, his hair messy, his hazel eyes wild, desperate. What's wrong? He asked, voice slicing. Through the breeze, I spun, anger flaring, cap off. You're just a chaser. I snapped, voice raw, shaking. I'm not your next script, Dario. The neon flickered, the river humming, Floransa's pulse mocking my fear, urging me to. Listen, Dario's face fell, his grin gone, his eyes raw, wounded, breeze ruffling his hair like tears. You believe that? He said, voice low, cracked, heavy with pain. I'm not your ex, Livio. He stepped closer, neon painting his face violet and amber, his hands open, vulnerable. I hunt stories, yeah. I chase scripts, but I've been burned guys who wanted my notes, not me. Left me digging alone in 2022. My chest tightened, his story mirroring mine. Milan's betrayal fading under his truth. But doubt lingered. Could I trust him? Or was Floransa's neon just another cover? The breeze softened, his eyes pleading. Raw, urging me to stay. Dario grabbed my hand, his fingers warm despite the breeze. His grip soft, his eyes blazing with resolve. You're different, he said, voice steady, a vow carved in Floransa's glow. Your books, your heart eyes saw you before I knew you. My breath hitched, his words hitting like a flawless bind, raw, clear, cracking my walls. I thought. Of my spines, my soul poured into Floransa's pulse, the festival's cheers lifting me. Why me? I whispered. Voice soft, breeze slowing, neon softening. Because you're my story, he said, his hand steadying mine, grounding me. I'm done with solos. Livio, I want the book. The breeze faded, Floransa's neon puddles glowing like stars, the river's hum a promise overhead, Santa. Crotch's skyline faint in the glow. I wanted to trust Dario, to shed Milan's pain, but trust was a page I'd torn before. His hand anchored me, his gaze unwavering, and I felt it a shift, a stitch, Floransa's energy urging me to bind. One more page, I said, voice low, a test, a hope cap loose. Dario's grin returned, soft, real, and he nodded. Pulling me back toward the festival, the neon brighter, my fears dissolving like ink in Floransa's heat. We stepped back into the neon Codex fest, neon violet ambreasing us, Baroque beats pulsing like a heartbeat, the crowd alive again. Dario's hand stayed in mine, his touch grounding me in the chaos, and I knew this wasn't just a crash. This was us, two scarred souls binding Floransa's neon piazza, daring to stitch, to trust, to land, even if it scared us both. Santa Croce's heat fueling our fight. The festival wasn't just a piazza, it was a vibe. Bookstalls lined the square, their neon signs buzzing, selling manuscripts and gelato, the air thick with ink and city dust. Restorers stitched nearby, their needles humming, violet and amber lights flashing across their spines. A group of teens filmed TikToks by a glowing Codex sign, their laughter blending with the lo-fi bass line. My friend Marco, a printer with a buzzcat and a rainbow wristband, caught my eye, smirking as he adjusted a press. Livio, you're off thread, he teased, nodding at Dario. He's got you binding. I rolled my eyes, but my grin betrayed. Me, Dario's hands still in mine, grounding me. Dario's historian booth was a vision sketches, looping ancient scripts, lead strips casting violet and amber hues, his TikTok clips trending with viral archive tours. A young restorer, Sophia, maybe 19, with braids and neon pins, ran up, fist-bumping Dario. You decoding him? She asked, pointing at me, her giggle bright. Dario laughed, nudging her shoulder.
Maybe he's rewriting me, he said.
Eyes flicking to mine, soft, real. My heart skipped. Milan's shadows fading, Floransa's neon urging me to stay. I adjusted my needle, testing a stitch, the crowd cheering as Dario pitched. Our rhythm syncing. Back at my booth, the neon-flared damper strobes cutting through the violet haze. The crowd denser now, hyped over my restored book. Dario stood, close, flipping his notebook, his jacket catching the glow, his eyes never leaving mine. I thought of Milan, the nights I'd stitched in silence, my ex's shelves fading my pages. Dario was different, his presence steady, his laugh a spark that lifted me. You're killing it, he whispered, leaning in, his breath warm, sparking a shiver. I grinned, my needle dancing under my hands. Floransa's heat urging me to dive deeper. The festival wasn't just books, it was stories. A calligrapher nearby penned names, her brush humming, violet and amber lights glinting off her ink. A drag queen in a neon vest hyped the crowd, her voice booming, Santa Croce, let's bind. My cousin Enzo, who'd driven from Milan, watched from the crowd, his rainbow cap glinting, his nod a quiet cheer. He'd seen me crash after 2022, knew how hard I'd fought to find my press in Floransa. Dario caught his eye, waving, and Enzo mouthed, "He's dope," making me laugh mid-stitch, my heart lighter than it had been in years. Dario's past wasn't clean either. Over coffee at his booth, he shared Fragments 2022, an institute, that promised collabs but ghosted him, leaving him digging in Floranza's archives, his dreams on pause. "I thought I'd lost my spark," he said, voice low, his fingers tracing the rim of his cup. "And I saw your books, Livio, your soul in those spines." My chest tightened, his honesty a stitch that landed, Milan's pain fading further. I shared my own scars, my ex's ghosting, the nights I'd mended alone, doubting I'd ever trust again. Dario listened, his eyes steady, his hand finding mine, silent vow in the neon glow. The festival pulsed on, the crowd growing wilder. As the night deepened, neon signs brighter against the Floransa skyline. A group of restorers spun lead needles, their moves syncing with the Baroque beat. While a stall chef tossed gelato to cheering fans, Marco joined us, his press under his arm, joking, "You two are a spine, Livio." Sofia, Dario's restorer friend, visited, showing off a neon binding she'd stitched, her pins flashing as she grinned. The piazza where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including Usta figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Santa Croce wasn't just a place. It was our bindery, our thread, our love, etched in every stitch we landed. We wandered to Santa Croce streets, the festival's hum fading, the neon signs reflecting in puddles, the Arno's hum a steady pulse. Dario's hand stayed in mine, his jacket brushing my arm, his eyes soft, real. "You're not just a restorer," he said, voice low, cutting through the breeze. "You're a story, Livio, one I can't stop reading." My heart surged, Milan's scars silent, Floranza's heat urging me to believe. I thought of my ex's shelves, but Dario's words were different. Tra, unguarded, a page I wanted to turn. "You're not bad yourself," I said, grinning, cap loose, my pulse sinking. With his? The rooftop studio above the festival glowed under Floranza's skyline, violet neon towers flashing Codex. Amberlit palazzos swaying, the Arno shimmering below like a liquid script. Dario and I sat close, my needle parked, his notebook. Tucked away our coffees sweating on the table, his hazel eyes locked on mine, no longer flashing, just open, raw, vulnerable, my pulse racing. "You're still here," he said, voice soft, carrying hope, his hair catching neon. I nodded, Milan's scars quiet, Floranza's heat urging me to dive. Milan had taught me to hide, to stitch in dim archives alone. My ex's shelves in 2022, a scar I carried to Floranza. Dario's hand found mine, his fingers tracing my knuckles. His touch, a spark lighting the studio. Warm, electric. "I've messed up," he admitted, voice raw, cutting through the neon haze. "Chased archives, trusted the wrong guys in 2022. But with you, Livio, your books, your heart time real." My breath caught, his words vivid, like a perfect bind, his eyes burning hazel. Floranza's skyline pulsing, his truth crashing over me. Dario stood, his silhouette framed by neon, his voice rising raw. A confession under Floranza's stars. "I'm falling for you," he said, eyes locked on mine. Neon exploding violet, amber, blue, the studio trembling with his truth. The festival pulsed below, oblivious, but my world froze, his words a tide washing Milan's fear, leaving. Only us. I thought of my ex's cuts. But Dario was different. His gaze, his voice, his heart real, and I was falling too. "I'm scared," I whispered, cap off, voice shaky, but Dario's hands cupped my face. His thumbs brushing my cheeks, warm, steadying. I stood, my tools forgotten, our eyes locked, tension electric, air thick with Floranza's heat. "Me. Too," he murmured, voice soft, "but I want this. Livio, me, this city, all of it." The neon sang, violet and amber swirling, and we kissed deep wild, the river humming below. Skyline bursting, vivid alive. The crowd cheered downstairs unaware, but our kiss was ours, sealing a story eternal in Santa Croce's fire. Neon wrapping us in a vow we'd fight for, Floransa's pulse fueling us. The kiss broke. Foreheads touching, neon softening. Floransa's warmth, a blanket. My needle lay forgotten, Dario's notebook glinting, his scripts of neon archives glowing us, our montage inked in violets and ambers. "We're writing this," he said, voice soft, grin bright, eyes promising more. Nodded, heart full, Milan's scars fading under Florence's magic, a promise we could keep. This wasn't just a kiss, it was us, two sparks in Santa Croce's chaos. Burning bright, ready to bind love one neon night at a time. Now, a year later, in August 2025, I stand at Page Vibe, restoring a new book, smiling at the memory. Dario's scripts light up our shared studio, his archives styling Florance's art scene, our love a stitch that's kept binding. My name is Livio, and this is our story, a gay love sparked in Florance's neon, fighting to shine. Will we outshine Santa? Crotches glow or stay lost in its vibrant bindery? Dawn broke over Santa Croce that September 2024 morning. Floranza's skyline fading as amber sunrise spilled across the river, neon signs dimming as the city stirred. Dario and I walked the cobblestones, hands linked, my tools slung over my shoulder, his notebook tucked under his arm. Santa Croce had rebound my soul, its neon heart sparking a love I never thought I'd find. Dario's hazel eyes met mine, his jacket loose, smile soft, a vow brighter than the neon that brought us together. "We're landing this," he said. Voice steady, hand squeezing mine, Floranza's dawn sealing our promise. Warm real. Milan was a shadow now, my ex's shelves in 2022, a faint tear. Replaced by Dario's warmth, his bold scripts, his heart that saw my soul through the neon haze. We'd built a life here, my books ruling Santa Croce's galleries. Dario's archives trending online, our love a spine Floranza stitched. I thought of that night, the fallen note, the saved stumble, the rooftop kiss that changed everything. Neon painting us in violets and ambers. "You're my perfect bind," I said, grinning, cap loose, voice steady, no longer afraid. Dario laughed, pulling me close, lips brushing my forehead, river humming a chorus of hope, alive, endless. I pictured us, my mind stitching spines, Dario's scripts, Floranza's skyline, a vivid montage of our love, bold and bright. Watched. Arm around me, his touch grounding me, the streets alive with restorers, historians, city's rhythms syncing with ours. We'd faced challenges, Floranza's rush, the world's tears, our fears, but we were enough, our spines stronger than any rip. "Let's make it a banger," Dario said. Grin, bright eyes, promising forever, or as close as Santa Croce could. Give. Floranza's pulse beat in us, a love story inked in neon and dawn, shining on. The cobblestones weren't just a path, it was a bindery. A restorer stitched nearby, her needle humming, violet and amber lights flashing across her spine. A biker zipped past, his lead tires glowing, shouting, "Keep the vibe, restorers." Enzo, my cousin, joined us, his camera snapping candids, his smile wide. "You're binding, Livio," he said, his voice soft, knowing the weight of my Milan. Dazed Dario grinned, tossing him a sketch, and Enzo laughed, the moment light real. Floranza's dawn wrapping us in hope, our studio became our hub needles, lining the shelves. Dario's laptops glowing with scripts, our neon sign buzzing Page Vibe. Marco dropped by, his press tapping a beat, joking, "You two are a spine, Livio." Sophia, Dario's restorer friend, visited, showing off a neon binding she'd stitched, her pins flashing as she grinned. The piazza where we worked buzzed with creators, their clips now including Usta figures, hands linked, neon lines glowing. Santa Croce wasn't just a place, it was our bindery, our thread, our love. Etched in every stitch we landed. My heart glowed, story vivid, two boys. One city, a love that fought and won against the odds. But a question lingered, soft as the dawn breeze. Could any love outlast the world's tears? Or was this spine enough? I looked at Dario, hand in mine, a rainbow wristband matching mine, glinting in the sunrise, and knew we'd try, one neon night at a time. Santa Croce had given us a thread, and we'd bound our story. Bold, gay, vibrant for Floransa's skyline to frame. This wasn't just a love. This was our book, our spark, our forever alive in Floransa's neon shine. If this story set your heart binding, smash like, drop a comment with your Floransa page vibe, and subscribe for more gay love stories. Comment. What's your neon page? Help us hit 1,000 subscribers. Your vibe keeps these pages alive. Chase your neon and tell us, will Livio and Dario's love outshine Santa Croce's glow, or is their book enough? My name is Livio, and this is our storia, gay love born in Floransa's chaos, binding bright forever. Or as long as Santa Croce's neon glows, we walked into Santa Croce's crowd that morning. Hand in hand, my tools packed, Floransa skyline a promise above. The neon signs flickered back on, our bindery igniting, our love a gay story vivid, stitching forever in Floransa's heat. This was our montage, a love inked in Santa Croce's neon heart, one sunrise at a time, for the world to see.